Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. Let's get into this topic. So, as you guys know, there's this kind of internal civil war that's going on between Laker fans. And the two factions are real Laker fans and LeBron fans who are camouflaging as Laker fans. And there seems to be this fracture within the organization. Laker fans, and a lot of them, want their team back. Laker fans are very excited to get Luka Doncic, and they're kind of ready to move on to a next chapter. LeBron fans are like, okay, we need to ensure that LeBron maximizes whatever time he has left with the Lakers. He should still be the focal point, and Luka needs to take a seat and relax until LeBron is done with this thing. So you got this kind of back and forth where you have LeBron fans fighting against other. It's just a crazy kind of thing that's going on, right? But me, as a former Laker fan who was still in recess, I felt a lot of excitement when they got Luka, because I'm like, okay, now they have a shot to move forward. Right? Now they have a shot to move forward. This is something that we can get behind. But then LeBron is still there. And I've been one of the people that says the Lakers will never truly be free until LeBron moves on, because he comes with a lot of baggage. He sucks up all the air in the room. And he's the face of the NBA, for God's sake. So there's a lot that comes with having LeBron James on your team. So what happened? Keyshawn Johnson recently made a visit to Gilbert Arenas. And he was there to talk sports, obviously. But then the subject of the Lakers came up. And Keyshawn, if you know anything about him, he's a diehard Lakers fan. He's a real Lakers fan, like through and through. And they were essentially asking him, what do you think about LeBron's tenure with the Lakers, and is it time to move on? And things started to get very uncomfortable, because Keyshawn was basically saying that this new ownership group that has come in to own to now run the Lakers and going to be willing to spend money, they're going to want to see results. And it also removes them out of the control of LeBron James. And that's where things started to get awkward, because they do be twerking it up Gilbert Arenas. Not maybe some of the key members that talk, but the whole network, the whole channel, they twerk it up a lot for LeBron. And things got very awkward to the point where even Rashard McCann was like, are you sure we want to go down this road? Now, he was saying that because he knew that things would get awkward, because they don't like that. And then the host started saying, what do you mean by that? He had second all team. I'm like, yo, anyway. So what we want to do now, I want to play this exchange for you guys. I want you to listen to the moderator and Keyshawn Johnson kind of exchange ideas on this. And I'm going to come back and continue on. Take a listen to this sound here.
Let's talk Little Lakers. Team recently sold for $10 billion to Mark Walter, who also owns the Dodgers. The world champion Dodgers, they defeated the Yankees in the World Series, for those who may have forgotten. Are you worried at all about how the sale of the team will impact the Lakers' on-court product? Or are you excited about this move?
No, I think from everything Mark has done with the Dodgers and other sports organizations that he's involved in, he spends the money. I don't think he's getting caught up in the luxury tax and all the different stuff. Like, he goes and spends the money. I mean, clearly you can see it based on the Dodgers roster and all that. And I think it's been said before that the Lakers, they really don't want to spend that money. Dr. Buss spent the money, but the family don't want to spend the money now. So I think he'll spend the money to get the players that he needs to get and change things a little bit different. Where, LeBron is on the back end. Well, he is in the back end, but he's probably his last hoorah as a Laker probably going to be this year. And so you now get that $50-some million back in your cap relief when he's gone. And you not only get the cap relief, that stranglehold that he had on the organization, that now opens, that's gone.
Well,
no, it's gone. It's gone. Stranglehold gone. If he gone, the stranglehold gone.
It's a nice strangle, though.
How?
They're still letting him breathe.
Yeah, but you can't, it's just, he cool.
Who?
LeBron, he cool. LeBron, he cool.
Right? Like air conditioning cool?
No, when I'm saying cool, I mean like as a player, he cool in his age, like he's straight, no problems at all. But we ain't going nowhere. So now we gotta, and so we let him get the rocket chair treatment this year.
You sure you want to talk about this?
Why?
I'm just asking.
No, I don't have no problem with it.
Okay, go ahead, continue.
I don't have no problem with it. Some of y'all be having problems with it. I ain't got no problem with it.
Continue. Go ahead, continue.
But we can get the share treatment this year, and then go on and do whatever you're going to do, and that's what it's going to be.
So you kind of feel like I felt. Like,
What you mean?
time to move on from this.
No. Second team All-NBA selection, LeBron
That's
James.
all cool. But if you want the team to be Luka's, it ain't going to be Luka's as long as the king is there. That's just reality. You see what I'm saying?
It could be like both of theirs.
No, it ain't going to never do. No.
Like Red's Beach Cruisers.
No, it ain't going to be that way. Think about it. When I was playing receiver, wasn't going to be you ain't throwing the ball to nobody else. That's just the reality of it.
I'm open.
Until I'm gone.
I'm open.
Once I'm gone,
when I ain't open.
When I'm gone, you get a ball to somebody else. There's no other option.
Okay.
That's the same thing with LeBron. LeBron doesn't know. Think about it. It's 21 years of playing back. He don't know no other way.
So you heard the sound. Back to what I was saying. The guy is talking about he made all second team. Nobody cares. I don't know why some of these LeBron fans, it doesn't matter. They lost. So it was a wasted season. It's like it wasn't a good season. They lost. I remember being a Kobe fan, like when Kobe was playing. Every single year Kobe was playing, I wanted the Lakers to win a championship. And at the end of every season when they didn't, I was just utterly disappointed. And I could care less about what Kobe averaged that season, what were his accolades. I didn't care. Do you know why? Because they didn't win. I wanted to see Kobe win. I wanted my team to win. So this guy bringing up the fact it doesn't matter, bro. They lost. And for whatever reason, he's trying to like hang his hat on that like that's something for us to celebrate. What are we celebrating? They didn't win, bro. That's not a real Laker fan. A real Laker fan ain't celebrating individual accolades because as a fan, you want the team to win. And if your favorite player's on that team, you want him to win. Now, is it nice for him to get a particular accolade throughout the season, maybe win All-Star Game MVP or win the regular season? Sure, all those things are nice. When scoring, that's fine. But it's all for naught if they don't win at the end of the year. I don't care. Kawhi Leonard made the All-NBA team last year, if my memory serves me right. Was it this year or the year before? I don't know. I don't care what he averaged. I don't care. I don't care. What I care is, did we win? And if we didn't win, it's a disappointing off season for me. And that's how a lot of Laker fans reason. And that's why I said there's some fighting going on. Because Keyshawn is like, bro, we want to win. And you talking about some damn all seconds team. Who cares? That's an individual accolade. How is it benefiting the team? And this is the fundamental difference. This is what I've been saying. Individual stats without really winning don't really mean much, man. I was a Kobe fan for God knows how many years. When the Lakers didn't win, it was devastation. The year Kobe won the MVP, they lost in the finals. I had a horrible summer. A horrible summer. Yeah, he won the MVP. Who gives a f***? He lost. He lost. I didn't take any pleasure off. Yeah, during the season. Yeah, man, this could be a special season. But you got to complete it. You got to win. And when the Lakers lost in Game 6 in that blowout, I didn't go back and say to myself, well, at least Kobe won the MVP. I didn't care. The goal is winning. Not the narrative about, oh, I did this thing. Doesn't matter. Maybe for different franchises, that may be something to hang your hat on, like making it to the Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals, whatever. But in this case, winning is all that matters. Winning is what brings the ultimate joy, and what brings the ultimate despair is losing. Nobody cares about these individual accolades like that, bro. And you could tell. They need to get these MFers up out of here, bro. He ain't with it. He ain't with that dude, just by the fact that he said that, I'm already questioning his Lakerness if he's a Laker fan. I don't believe it. I don't believe you. As you guys know, the NBA season is obviously over. But we're already kind of talking about what needs to happen for next year's next year's campaign, and the teams people are already talking about are the Lakers, the Warriors, but specifically the Lakers. Right now, this week, Stephen A. Smith hasn't been seen on ESPN for the past few days, but you've had other people up there like Markieff Morris and others to fill in the void in his absence. Right, so they were talking about what teams need to make the most moves, heading into next season. And the two candidates were the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, to my surprise, they have an active Laker on the panel in Markieff Morris, the player that kind of gave away the whole thing of LeBron didn't know about the trade last season, and Marcus Morris, his brother, revealed that during a conversation that they were having when the trade was going down in real time, he said, LeBron wants you to be a part of this trade. And then we're like, I thought you didn't know, right? So he had all of that, right? So they have this panel on there, right? And then things start to get a little bit awkward, because what ends up happening was that Markieff didn't want to pick the Lakers. And the reason he didn't want to say the Lakers were the team that need to make a move is because he was saying that everybody was picking the Lakers to be very good last year, which is the truth. A lot of people were picking the Lakers to be good. But then the panel started to respond to him and basically tell him, bro, you guys don't have a chance next year, man. LeBron and the Lakers don't have a chance. Did you just see what took place in the Western Conference playoffs? And it became this kind of awkward moment, because here you have an active player being told that next year you guys don't stand a chance. Like, you're just up here lying to yourself. And I'm like, okay, this is a little bit hilarious. So what we want to do is we want to play this exchange for you guys. I want you guys to listen to it, and I want to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to that there.
Are the Mavs the biggest threat to OKC in the West?
At the start of the season, no, because obviously you don't have Kyrie Irving. I'm going with the Lakers. I'm confused. Like before the playoffs started, everybody was screaming Lakers, 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 and they didn't even have a big. So now, if they go out and get a big, how are the Lakers not contending with OKC for the top spot? I just don't understand that, because last year everybody was screaming them. They was all over Luka, LeBron, AR. They're going to challenge for the championship. Now the year go past and it's like, we don't know what we're going to get, right? They make this move and get the pieces that they're supposed to get, a big, a backup, forward to defend. They put themselves in prime position to compete for another championship.
Well, if they go get prime Kareem as a big, that would help. But, I mean, look, I think if you look at where...
Well, they didn't have him last year.
They did not have him last year,
and everybody was like they was going to win.
The Lakers had a nice regular season after they got Luka Doncic, but we saw in the first round, lost in 5 games to the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was not exactly a competitive series. They have a lot of work to do to catch up to not just Minnesota, but Denver with Nikola Jokic, Houston with Kevin Durant. They just got significantly better. I think there's a few teams that I would put in between the Lakers and the Thunder. And you saw, I think, as the Thunder went through the playoffs, for the Lakers to be a true contender next season, they've got to get a lot more than a big. They've got to get more defensive help on the perimeter. They've got to get more shooting. They have to find an elite defender at the center spot. They got a lot of things they got to do.
Markieff, you're right. You're right, Markieff. There was a lot of hype around the Lakers before the playoffs started. And damn, did those playoffs end early in L.A. So, no, we're not putting the Lakers at the top of the list. The Lakers have glaring voids on their roster, specifically at center. Let's see how they fill the void, and then we maybe can discuss them potentially being a contender in the Western Conference.
Well, it's a big question about all these teams, right? I don't think nobody is really in prime position to just say they're going to win. But like I said about the Lakers again, man, it just don't happen overnight where they go from contending for a championship and now 8th or 7th in the West. Like, they're literally right at the point where it's just one big. They don't need to move a ton of their pieces around to be able to get the big. You just need a rim roller and a lob threat. Somebody that you could depend on that's going to protect the rim for Luka and be basically this guy that's going to clean up all his misses. But if you want to look at it, they have 2 of the best players in the league. Like, they're going to contend for a championship. I can almost guarantee that.
They might contend for home court advantage in the first round. Let's just start there again. You got bounced in 5 games in the first round. So
yeah, that's matchup. That's matchup, though, Tim. That was a matchup. That's a matchup. That's all about matchups. That's, when the playoffs start, it's all about matchups. We got a bad matchup because if we match up with somebody else, it will go different. It was a bad matchup. But before that, you were one of the guys that thought the Lakers were going to win a championship.
Wrong.
I don't like to give McMahon a lot of
chance to contend.
I don't like to give McMahon a lot of backup, but he did not think the Lakers are going to win a title last year. I can tell you that. And look, you say there was a bad matchup in the first round. There's also 3 matchups you got to get through to get to the NBA Finals. The Lakers aren't going to match up very well with a lot of teams right now. And they go out and get a center that fixes a lot of their issues. They can add some shooting. They can add some other pieces.
So you heard the exchange. What are my thoughts about it? First of all, those guys are being honest, right? Those guys are being honest. And I can tell that they're not the highest paid personalities on ESPN because the honesty was too much. For you to be a high-flying, a high-paid act at ESPN, you got to be up there twerking, man. You got to be up there spewing all type of hyperbole, making false promises every day. Oh, Lakers are good. That's how you get a big name for yourself. Clickbaiting people, hot-taking people. That's how you make a name. But when you have these guys that come out here and give you the bland truth, then all of a sudden they're not going to be very popular. And I think that's what happened. They let the wrong set of guys on that show, and truth was spewed all over the table. Because had it been Stephen A. Smith or one of those other guys, they would have found a way to twerk it up. Now, I've been hearing reports that they're thinking of going after Jaren Jackson Jr. For the Memphis Grizzlies, who's a Defensive Player of the Year. That would be a boom for the Lakers. I don't know if that's going to be the case. But for him to tell them that they don't stand a chance, even if they were to get this rim protecting all of that, really speaks to what's going on in the Western Conference. Folks, the Oklahoma City Thunder just won the championship, as you're all aware of. They now have championship experience, which theoretically makes them better. We're going to have to see if they're going to come back with the same roster. One would believe so. Another team to be on the lookout for is the Dallas Mavericks. They just acquired Cooper Flagg in the first round, in the first pick in the draft. I don't pay attention to any college basketball, so I'll see if he's good when the season starts. I'm going to leave it to the rest of those guys to prognosticate and do all of that. I'll wait till I see him play in the NBA. Then I'll come to my own conclusion. But you got a solid unit there. I just heard from Shams that he spoke to Kyrie, and Kyrie has a deep belief and conviction in his heart that the Dallas Mavericks can win when he's back. You got Kyrie, you got AD, you got the rest of those guys that they got over there. So you have a serious team out there in Dallas that's going to be much better next year if they're healthy. So you have the OKC, you have Dallas, you have Denver, who's always going to be in the mix, who seem to be the boogeyman for the Lakers. And then you have other teams like Golden State, who acquired Jimmy Butler. They're going to be a part of it. Houston, that just acquired Kevin Durant, essentially got the guy that they really, really needed, which is a closer and a guy that can generate easy offense for himself. Health is also going to be something to pay attention to. So I bring all of this up to say that even though if the Lakers go out there and get this piece, the West is still loaded. And they're basically saying, bro, it's not guaranteed that the Lakers are going to make it out of the Western Conference, regardless of whether or not they add all of these pieces. And to see this get told to a Laker player, an active Laker player on his to his face on live TV, that was a very awkward exchange. So make sure y'all follow me on there. Anyway, let's get into this topic. I want to first of all say, I appreciate all of the Kobe Bryant supporters that have showed up to the channel this week and shown their support by subscribing, liking the comments, the content, commenting on the content. It feels good to get some Kobe fans in the building. I don't know where y'all have been, but we over here at Dreamers Pro been fighting this good fight for years now. And to me, it feels really, really good to see Kobe fans finally step up and come out here and show their support and push back on the utter ridiculousness and disrespect that Kobe has had to endure ever since his passing. Kobe Bryant is easily the most disrespected top 10 player I can think of. It's ridiculous. But this particular week, things reached their breaking point. And we saw a shift in the zeitgeist of sports media as it pertains to basketball. This week, Kobe fans came out in droves and began to push back against all of these ridiculous things that were being said. The thing that kicked this off was the Tracy McGrady comments on First Take. And then, of course, people started pushing back like Rashard McCann and, of course, Nick Young, who we're going to talk about. Obviously, we produced a show about this 2 days ago where Nick Young almost lost his mind on Gilbert Arenas because it became too much, right? It became too much. So yesterday they had a segment where Nick Young was there, Rashard McCann was there, Brandon, the usual suspects were there. And Gilbert Arenas, I think, has been feeling the heat from a lot of NBA fans. A lot. And it's the first time he's experiencing it because up until this point, I think Kobe fans have kind of sat back in awe and have been stunned by the level of disrespect. This is the first time I'm seeing Kobe fans actually step out and confront the slander. And I think Gil was taken aback by all of it to the point where it created this huge argument between him and Rashard McCann where they were arguing over whether or not who's a real Kobe fan. It got to that point. So Nick Young steps in, and he's essentially saying to Gil, look, the problem is this, man. You keep involving Kobe in these conversations that degrade him. And enough is enough. You may have different intentions, but ultimately the result of your intentions are Kobe ends up getting disrespected. And we've seen enough of it. And this is exactly what happened in this sound that we want to play for you guys of Nick essentially explaining this to Gilbert Arenas. Take a listen to what these guys had to say to one another yesterday.
Your problem is with the media, not with us.
Because that's who votes.
So you having all this animosity towards us.
No. Whoa. See, hey, you figured it out. I have this animosity towards the media. You come at me like I'm saying it to you.
Come at you? What the fuck are you talking?
This is Gil's Arena. We're all supposed to be brothers.
How about this?
Whoa.
This coming at me with Kobe like I've done something, and I've always said the same thing. They have Kobe at this. They do this. He pretends I'm saying it.
What time is it?
So the point is, I don't even know what our argument is. I don't even know if we're arguing about where Kobe is or who's the biggest Kobe fan at this point. No, I'm serious. I don't even know what the argument is, because every time I say it, I say they. Them.
But you,
them and they. I've never said them. Every time I try to challenge it, boom, here we come. Let's feel.
It feel like you defend them. That's why.
How? What, by saying they?
Tell him, Nick, why you being soft with him? Why you being soft with him, man? Tell him.
When I say what?
Friend, I got a baby.
No. So
you got to be tough too sometimes. Tell him, bro.
What part of defending when I say how can rings matter when y'all compared these two? One had 3 rings, one had 0. You compared them to the point where Kobe decided he needed to get rid of Shaq so he can win on his own and get these accolades. The person who's in front of me says, you're right, I concede. He's right, and he conceded because it was a real thing. This is not something I made up. There's a reason big media has never challenged me on a take, because what I'm speaking to them is a real thing.
But
how they ruined the game. How they ruined the game. Like, think about what I'm saying. How would they ruin the game? Because
takes too.
And that's what I'm attacking.
So what makes why do you have to believe everything they say is so simply in the truth?
All right, so the media in high school, right, and everything for the McDonald's, that didn't matter?
What?
The media in high school, the media for NCAA, when they doing the rankings, none of that matter? Y'all don't look at that?
And when you seen your name wasn't where you thought you should be,
you got mad.
You get mad, right?
What could you do about it?
And
what
could you do about it?
You go out there and do what?
What could you do about it?
Nothing.
What does that list do?
What do you do about that?
What do you do about it?
That is wrong.
If you don't, but if you stay where you at, even if you go try to prove some, he'll keep you there. What can you do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing. So it's
even if you
win, they don't change.
Then why attack the person who's pointing out the list?
That's what I'm saying. So why are we just believing
But listen, we are the media.
But
our list is like
you only believe it. You only believe the list when it favors something you like.
Media.
When you see them got Kobe at not in the top 10 sometimes, man. All we argue about is the top 10.
All
LeBron,
every
Kobe,
single
Jordan.
player.
And
Yes.
you see Kobe and you just say, it's
over team.
But they got it. That's what they.
Every single player who played in 2001 has Kobe where? 2. Right?
Top 3.
Top 3. No matter. 1, 2, or 3. Nobody. At this point, every player. Nobody cares at this point. Jordan. As long as you have Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron in your top 3, have a conversation with you. Because they respect the game itself. There's no accolades. It's our eye test. Now there's a list that they get paid to do, and it comes out just like anything. When they vote for MVP, when they vote for All NBA, I'm pretty sure people start to ask, yo, wait, why? Why are you doing this? Why is he 10? You start calling. So you start asking the questions.
So you heard what they had to say. Now, Gil is a Kobe Bryant fan, so he's told me. You saw the argument that him and Rasharman can't have. But I've been arguing with Gilbert Arenas now for months. Gil ain't going to get away with this. He's not going to run off scot-free and act like, no, I've been here supporting. No, you haven't. Gil has been making fun of Kobe for months now. Why? Because I heard Gil say himself, it pisses people off. So therefore he does it. Gil, even though he's a Kobe fan, is still willing to say things to infuriate Kobe fans just to get a rise. He said it. He said it. I heard him say it. I forgot why I heard him say it, but he said it. Because he knows it'll piss Kobe fans off. And the part that used to get me is like, how are you saying this like as if you're not a part? I thought you were a part of it. So why would you say things to piss off a fan base that you're a part of? So Gil has played his role. Gil has sat on Gil's arena and argued for reasons why Kobe is this, why Kobe is that. Gil has sat up there and told us what the writers say and all of this stuff and people have told him on numerous occasions, bro, we don't care. A lot of those guys have agendas. A lot of those guys had personal vendettas against certain players. There's a whole bunch of things, but more importantly, we don't care. Number one. Number two, Gil himself has said he doesn't value their opinions. But now when it comes to where they rank Kobe, he wants to validate it. Gil, as a basketball fan and player, if you have Kobe Bryant in your top 2, 3, how can you then say, I respect those over here that have him ranked at 10 or 11 or whatever the hell they have him ranked because they're journalists and all that? You're basically surrendering your right to reason, number one. Number two, you also played against Kobe. So you would have a more holistic point of view about just how good he was. But yet you still relent and say, no, these guys are right because they're being paid. Gilbert Arenas, let me ask you. These your voters that you like to give so much credit. Are you aware that these your voters were the same voters that gave Steve Nash 2 MVPs? When you had Shaq tearing up the league and Kobe tearing up the league, do you still think they're so smart? Are you also telling me that you don't believe that these guys can have personal vendettas? Well, you said it. You yourself have said it. How they try to do this and do that. So if you've exposed some of the flaws in their reasoning and their actions, why do you still value their opinion so highly? You talked about what ESPN came up with, a point system. MVP counts this much, and MVP counts that much, and MVP counts this much, and MVP counts that much. Gil, let me ask you a question. Steve Nash has 2 MVPs. Shaq has 1. Forget about Shaq. Charles Barkley has 1. And AI has 1. According to this point system, they would rank Steve Nash ahead of those 2 guys. Do you agree with that? Of course not. Do you know why? Because we're using our brains. We're using our bloody neurons. We're thinking this thing through. We're not robots. Why are you confining yourself to a prism that these guys created? And what your peers is telling you is, we don't give a about those lists. We don't care. Now, maybe you want to give their list some level of importance because maybe you want to be on sports, on TV and all of that stuff and want people to take what these guys are saying on TV seriously. But the fact is we don't. We don't. They gave Steve Nash 2 MVPs while Shaq and Kobe were tearing up the league. What does that say about a value of an MVP? What does it say? Steve Nash has 2 MVPs more than what's his name? Then Allen Iverson or Charles Barkley. So with that conclusion, he should be much better. But do you know why you're going to say differently? Because AI can do this and AI can do that. So you can evaluate these players properly. Don't nobody care about what these people at ESPN say. They pick the Lakers to win every year. Do they win? No, let's get it right. The same ESPN that you want to give all of it, don't they pick the Lakers every year? Do they win every year? The same ESPN, wasn't they the ones that gave the Lakers the best odds or second best odds or whatever it was to win the championship in 20? Did they win? So why all of a sudden now you want to place so much of an emphasis on what ESPN has to say? And finally, why are you using points to argue against your own favorite player and you want to call it objectivity when we never see you scrutinize LeBron James the same way? We never see you do it. Your audience is full of LeBron fans. Do you know why? Because they know when they come to Gil's Arena, they're going to get that LeBron twerking. They're going to get that hot stone massage, man. They know that. And to me, it's crazy that if you're a Kobe fan, as you say you are, and I believe you, that you have slandered Kobe so much to the point where people are doubting you. Don't nobody doubt me if I like Kobe. Don't nobody doubt Skip Bayless if he likes Michael Jordan. Don't nobody doubt Michael Will. So why are they doubting you, Gil? Why are they doubting you? Because of the things you say, and you know the impact. What's one of the biggest knocks on Kobe? You know you're a Kobe fan. Oh, Kobe needed Shaq to win 3 finals MVP. So what do? You go on a campaign basically out there trying to solidify why that's the case. But then say I'm a Kobe fan. And then what do you expect from Kobe fans to be saying? Like, let's keep it, like, let's not act like we don't know where all of this came from. And Gil is my man. He cool, but we talking basketball. This ain't nothing personal, none of that. We all gonna laugh it up and have a laugh about it tomorrow, whatever it is. So it's all basketball we talking here. None of this personal. We just talking sports. But you've contributed to this sentiment. It's one of the reasons why people are so pissed off. This not coming from anywhere. It's coming from a specific place. And people are saying, Gil, Kobe is being disrespected on a daily basis. Flagrantly. And then here you have a Kobe fan who's now piling on. But then wants to say, I'm giving you the honest to God truth. Well, why don't we do the honest to God truth with everybody? The one person that always seems to escape the honest to God truth is LeBron James. If you're a Kobe fan, as you say you are, first of all, let me say this. I believe as a Kobe fan, you can respect LeBron James, but you don't have to like him. You don't have to like him. In your case, you never. So, if you're truly being fair and balanced, Gil, and you want Kobe fans to believe that you're being fair and balanced, you ain't got to bring up his paraphernalia. You ain't got to bring up the rings. You ain't got to bring none. You ain't got to bring none of that, because people still don't believe. What we want to see is you now go on this campaign of analyzing LeBron's career and all of the shortcomings the way you did Kobe. Would you be willing to do that? Hell no. Why? Because that's the majority of your audience. They come there to hear the Kobe slander and all of this stuff. That's what they come there for. That's what they come there for. The host, he's a huge LeBron fan. A huge one. I've asked you, Gil, this on many occasions. When have you ever disagreed with LeBron James? When? Anything LeBron says, you agree with. Anything. Anything. Even the last ring culture. Do you honestly believe LeBron is the right person to be making those comments? Really? Him? Of all people? He was the last person that should have made those comments, given his actions throughout the course of his career. He should have been the last person. Everybody knew his comments were wrong-headed, but you still defended him. And the benefit of the doubt that you give LeBron, you don't give Kobe. This is a fact. The way you make fun of Kobe, Gil, you had an argument with Scap Attack about Kobe, who's a Kobe fan. How do you find yourself in these situations? How? Rashard McCann, he's stunned. He's floored. He can't believe it. To the point where Brandon Jennings, Nick, all of these guys losing their mind. What's going on here? So you know, I heard you say it. You say that to piss off Kobe. I heard you say it. So now why all of a sudden everybody acting shocked? Why? Gil, you've made fun of Michael Jordan from here to the end of time, but then say you're not a Jordan hater when I've seen you do it. No, man. If you're going to make fun of this guy, own it. And the final part is this, and I'll say this to close. The thing that is bothering Kobe fans the most is that you're making all of these comments about a guy, number one, that's not here to defend himself. That's number one. But number two, a lot of us have been asking, where were these comments when Kobe was here? Where were they? All of these dudes, they got opinions these days. We never heard none of this when the dude was walking around. We never heard it. We never heard, because you knew he would have called you. We know that. Say whatever you want. Kobe gonna call you. Go ask Charles Barkley. He'll call you. So where were all of these slanderous comments about him then? Why is it after the guy passes that all of a sudden we start hearing this? Why? Gil, the game that you did analyzing that 60-point game against Kobe, Kobe saw it. He not gonna say nothing? He not gonna say nothing. Kobe gonna see that and then still dap you up like it's a joke. Bro, you know he not gonna do that. So why you going at this dude and he's not even here? You have people that are here to defend him. Go at LeBron. But if you go at LeBron, things will change on Gil's Arena. People start unsubscribing. It's a fact. It's a fact. They will start unsubscribing from your channel. Because they tune in. A lot of LeBron fans tune in to watch you trash Kobe. But you're calling it, I'm keeping it real. No, a lot of it is just hate. A lot of it is just hate. I'll give you an example. You say Kobe was the number 2 option with Shaq. Fine, Gil. He was the number 2 option to Shaq. Who wouldn't have been the number 2 option to Shaq? If you put LeBron on that team, is he not the number 2 option? Why are you bringing it up? Because you know by bringing it up, it brings back the number 1 talking point. If you're a Kobe fan, you know that Kobe needed Shaq to win. So then why are you adding to it? Why are you adding to it? Why not Nick Wright? Why not Shannon Sharp? Why not whoever else that be up there twerking? Jason McIntyre, whoever it is. Why is it you? Why is it you? Why are you making it your job to do that? And I'm saying, okay, fine. You want to keep it real about everybody. You said to Scap that the NBA wanted LeBron to win that 2012 championship. They wanted him to win, and it fixed in for him to win. Do a segment on that and see how many LeBron fans show up to the channel. They will unsubscribe with the quickness. With the quickness. Start doing that about LeBron fans, and let's see. If you're willing to keep it a stack all across the board. We know you're not. So all we're saying is lay off Kobe. I don't think you hate Kobe. I think, yes, I believe you're a Kobe fan, but I think that you're trolling his fan base for clicks and views or to get them pissed off or whatever. And now it's backfiring. Leave Kobe fans alone, man. Go analyze another player.